in Conor McGregor being invited to speak on the world stage on our National Day of celebration.
Conor McGregor on his arrival.
I love that like he's literally shoving his in our faces.
People like Conor McGregor, the Irish version of Andrew Tate, promote hyper-aggressive, misogynistic and often violent forms of masculinity. As a parent, as someone who coaches underage teams, works with local schools, and as a director of a local youth and community centre.
You sound like a
Nonce.
It's exactly the same thing. Like,
So my heart fell when I saw Conor McGregor in the Oval Office. It fell as somebody who's been very proud to represent Ireland in America and elsewhere, and it also fell as a man.
oh Jesus Christ!
the gay.
Dear woman, we stand before you today as men committed to becoming more conscious in every way.
We feel deep love,
The
great
fuck?
respect, and a growing sense of worship for the gifts of the feminine.
And do we want to just move straight into McGregor, or
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
If you're not jonesing for another cup of tea yet.
no? I'm okay for the moment.
All right, let's jump in. So
Yeah. Okay. So we have Conor. We've already spoken about him. It's a very divisive issue and a divisive person. But it all stems from his comments in the States. So the week before St. Patrick's Day, we had Micheál Martin. Jesus Christ, Micheál Martin go to the White House, have his humiliation ritual in front of Trump and Vance, where he essentially said, "What? All of nothing." Agreed with everything Trump said, and then somebody in the press corps asked Donald Trump who his favorite Irish person was, and I think Donald Trump couldn't really think of anybody because there's not really many people of note these days of who you can really think about it. Who's your favorite Irish person? Living or dead? Living. Who's famous in Ireland? Bono? No, I can't say him. Conor McGregor. Because for people outside of Ireland, that's the first person who comes to mind because it's the most recognizable person at the moment that you associate with Ireland. So I think Trump was maybe just caught in the hop and said McGregor, or maybe he does actually like him, because he's an entertainer.
well, I hear he's a fan.
Yeah, and again, Americans love him. Americans absolutely fucking love and adore him, irrespective of what side of the political divide they're generally on. Americans love the guy because Americans love an entertainer. They love, unlike the Irish people, they love that braggadocious nature, the shit talker, bring it all the way back to Muhammad Ali. So he's essentially, a wigger. Like, so he's a safe bet for a lot of Americans. But this braggadocious guy, this Irish guy, this fighter who's a quick-witted, loud-mouthed, can run people down in an instant. They love that shit, and then all the flashy displays of wealth. So Trump says McGregor is his favorite Irish person, and Micheál Martin just sits there and giggles like a schoolgirl, and doesn't dare say, well, actually, I have an issue with Conor McGregor because of his toxic masculinity and all this nonsense. So then McGregor goes to the States, announces it, I think, a day or two beforehand that he's going to the White House. And then magically appears in the White House. I can't believe it still.
It's surreal. Yeah.
It's fucking mental. It's like, he seems to be heading towards idiocracy, and on a couple of different continents. But anyway, lo and behold, McGregor's there. He's in the fucking White House. He's at the podium, and the press are surrounding him, and they start asking him questions. I believe the reporter asked him, what were his thoughts on illegal immigrants in America of Irish descent, and either he didn't pick it up correctly, or he decided, okay, listen, I've got fucking 2 minutes here in front of this podium, and I want to get to the crux of the issue, and he wants to get the word out to Irish America that there is a problem in Ireland. So I'll just bring up this clip here. This is from Steve Bannon's War Room podcast. I didn't realize that because I only watched the other part of the clip afterwards because McGregor's comments are like maybe a minute long. But we might let it play because we have Steve Bannon and another Irish American author talk about kind of the Irish diaspora as well. So
Okay.
just have
Well, one thing I will say while you're pulling that up, one thing for McGregor is that he's succinct. He doesn't ramble. He struggles to like form the sentences, but I mean, come on, most people couldn't, if we're honest. Up in podium talking to a whole fucking continent
at the White House,
Yeah, right. But he doesn't dilly dally, and that is so fucking priceless, man.
Yeah, it's straight to the point, and that can only come from coming from a working class. I'm being kind by calling that working class background, but that's it because the people just don't give a fuck. They're not used to the niceties and of okay, well, I mustn't offend here. It's like this is what I think, and fuck you, And I've been waiting a long time for him to say something because he has this fucking massive platform. And he's been constantly hinting at it with tweets and what have you. And so he's finally done it. And I think because really there's what else can they do to him? So he's been through the fucking court case. He's been found liable in a civil court of sexual assault or rape, or be it what it is. He's appealing that. He's not going back to fight in the UFC. Why would you? You've got hundreds of millions of dollars in your name. Why in the name of God would you go back into a cage to fight for
head injuries and spinal injuries?
Yeah, it's like he's done that and made a fortune from it and his other ventures. So yeah, this is his time to do it. Right. Let's share this fucking page. Huh?
That took a while.
I know, right? It's the lack of fucking two screens, man. It's a killer.
We have to sort that one out for you.
Yeah. Okie doke.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. Our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. So issues need to be addressed, and the 40 million Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit.
Okay. Yeah. Again, there's nothing there that anyone could really disagree with. I think if you're being honest, so the Irish government is the government of zero action and zero accountability when it comes to immigration. They've really done nothing to address the issue. We're pretty much still in the same situation we were 5 years ago. No border control, no real deportations.
Yeah, they sent home 6 Georgians there 3 weeks ago and said, "All right, job done."
Job done. We've hired 6 seats on a Ryanair plane for people who volunteered to go home. Not even volunteered. We gave them, 10 grand each to go home. I believe they're coming back next Wednesday on a separate flight, €28 flight. And he's saying Americans, Irish America needs to know that in a lot of towns in rural Ireland, their towns are being overrun with immigrants.
And did he say 40 million?
40 million, I think, the Irish diaspora, so people who classify themselves as Irish or trace their ancestry back to Ireland, which is a massive fucking number,
Yeah, that's like 5 Irelands.
Yeah, and again, that's used as an excuse why we should take immigrants in, because Irish people went to America, therefore ipso facto we have to take in everybody. but nobody ever asks the Native Americans about, well, how did you feel about all those Irish people and, foreigners coming over to to your land at the time and, take it from you and eradicate your culture and give you smallpox. It's like, yeah, white man, it was good. Yeah, we like it. We are for diversity too. No. So he's getting the message out. You can obviously tell he's very nervous. He's obviously got a lot in his mind. He's trying to squeeze it into 1 or 2 minute sound bites. But he got the message out there, and for the last week now, it's been causing havoc.
Meltdowns.
Absolute fucking meltdowns with the Irish establishment, with NGOs, the fucking. I think the Women's Rape Crisis Centre are up in arms. They've been screaming about it, like that this is, a travesty. People talking about, rapists in the White House. The rapists invited another rapist to the White House. We'll have a little listen to Steve and his guest, whose name escapes me at the moment.
All right.
Wow. Michael Walsh, one of the War Room Posse's favorite authors and writers, joins us now. Michael Walsh, that was a fighter. Tell our audience who are not Irish, who was that? Because he was throwing down hard, brother, in the White House.
Well, let me wish my fellow diasporan Irishman, Steve Bannon, a happy St. Patrick's Day today. It's a day of pride for Irish Americans, and a reminder that the diaspora in America, which is almost 40 million people strong, has a real strong interest in what's happening in Ireland. We are widely disparaged back home, as we call it, by people who think we're not somehow really Irish or we really have a rooting interest in what goes on in Ireland. Steve, as you know, I went back and rebuilt my great-grandmother's birthplace, so I actually have a house. I have skin in the game in Ireland, so this is very important to me. Anyway, that was Conor McGregor. I should start by observing that he is a highly controversial figure in Ireland. He's not particularly well regarded among the mainstream Irish populace, while they're proud of him as an mixed martial arts champ and outspoken personality. He has a checkered past, shall we say, including a rape allegation for which he was never prosecuted but found civilly liable. So he is a lightning rod of contention in Ireland, and I don't want to endorse him personally. I don't know him, for one thing, but I do want to say I'm glad that someone is putting the issues that are happening in Ireland on the table in front of Americans who don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and that's the fucking point. That's all that really ultimately matters in this regard, is he got the fucking message out there, got the point across, and everything else be damned. And the Irish establishment for the last 2 weeks has been doing everything it can to deflect from the actual issue of what was said. And it's straw man after straw man, poisoning the well at every turn. Oh, he's a scumbag, he's a rapist, he's a drug addict, he's a he's this, he's that, and the other. As the man said, that he's generally not liked in Ireland, but his message can't be denied, and it's now on in front of the eyes of the Americans, irrespective of what you think. Let's face it, we're not going to solve this problem on our own in dear old fucking Paddyland, where you essentially can't say boo for fear of being either ostracized socially or even imprisoned. I believe certain people in Ireland on Twitter have been, pretty much harassed by the guards for posting.
Yeah,
having YouTube and X being contacted to have their accounts handed over to the guards so they can rifle through all their posts to see if there's anything there that could possibly be classed as illegal. The media, again, in lockstep with the government, that any criticism of whatever narrative the government are pushing forward is, again, any dissent at all is crushed almost immediately. So Conor McGregor has done his fucking job and has done a fine job of it. And I think if we do get caught up on this, oh well, let's defend Conor to the hilt or let's attack Conor to the hilt, we're falling into the trap. And really, the only question is, what we're really doing is, is the message. Like, so it's not the messenger. Granted, the messenger can be important.
But the truth out of the mouth of the devil is still the truth.
Exactly. 2 + 2, irrespective of what the party may want you to think, is still fucking 4. And we're desperate for any voice, really, any voice that has a reach to get the word out there, and it has. And this could be a redemption arc for McGregor, really. If people, I don't think it will be, because I think the guy's just, so fucked up, like, and so impulsive that he's just going to do whatever the fuck he's going to do, But even just for the comedic value and the disruption to the status quo, like, I would hope and pray that he became president, at least for a couple of weeks, because just the entertainment value alone would be fucking fantastic. But the other point I wanted to pick up on what this guy said earlier is, again, our view of the American diaspora. They are pretty much, laughed at, or plastic patties, happy to take their money when they come over for a holiday, but don't recognize them for the, actual help that they gave to Ireland, past, present, and, we're going to need their help in the future. Let's be fucking honest. And a lot of them are far more patriotic than we are ourselves. Like, they have more love for our country than we do,
A friend of ours said a few years ago, and it really stuck with me, is that we are the plastic patties now. And it's those guys who actually, know our history. They're learning the language, The tables are turning, as they often do during the course of history. Given long enough, things change, man.
Yeah, so my American friends, I do apologize to you, and we should fucking listen and should welcome the help. And it's good to be reminded of what we have, and that it's worth hanging on to what we have, and that Irishness is a real thing. Irish people are a real ethnic group. There aren't many of us left at all, really. And going into the future, there won't be, if things continue as it's progressing at the moment. Now, how the fuck we get ourselves out of that quandary is a real mystery, and it's still all up in the air. But we're closer to some level of solution. I was almost going to say final solution, but we're closer this week than we were last week, and if nothing comes of it other than, okay, well, it forces a new election, or it forces, this government to be driven into the fucking ground, well, that would be amazing in and of itself. So to give McGregor his props. He has a voice, he had a platform, he's used it. Now he can go back to the bags of coke, fuck as many bitches as he wants to. All right, well, listen, this I'm not sure what comes after this, but we'll if nothing happens, we'll pause it and move on.
The Irish media is part of a three-legged racket in Ireland that includes the uniparty government. It's two opposing parties that are on the same side and actually work together. The media, which is wholly in the pocket of the Irish government and is to a large extent funded by them. So imagine if everything was NPR in the United States. And the court system, which has a two-tier system of justice. Immigrants have rights that Irish people don't have. So I think McGregor, in his own uncouth way, is articulating this to Irish Americans. And again, there's 30 to 40 million of us who think of the old country as the old country. And then they go back and they're very surprised to find out that in many places, the Irish are now a minority in their own communities, and that Dublin is rapidly changing.
Michael, but the
Jesus,
political
that was
class.
Mike.
Michael could do with a bit of sun, I have to say. I don't think I've ever seen anything
Very Irish. Yeah.
compared to Steve. Steve is apparently Irish as well, but it looks like he's been on the beach.
No, you know what it is? It's it's the red background reflecting off of his face.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's it. I was thinking maybe he shares sunbeds with Trump or something like that. So they have their powwows. What's with these fucking pens as well? Every time I see him, he has like at least 2 shorts on and 3 pens. I don't. What is that like? Is it like are they pens or bullets? I don't know. And 2 shorts. Isn't there like 2 black shorts?
Oh yeah.
Is he sending a
He's
message?
a weirdo, man.
So sold out the Irish people. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the political class there probably a country that's the political class is the most sold out to the party of Davos, World Economic Forum, to Brussels, the EU?
Yeah.
This is why it's been open borders in Ireland. I mean, it's been a fiasco, and the Irish themselves have been at the receiving end of all this, sir?
That is the truth, because, as you know, Steve, the Irish were forced practically at gunpoint to join the EU. They voted against it the first time, and then they didn't vote right, so they were told to vote harder until they got it right.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much talking about the Nice and the Lisbon treaties.
Yeah.
And so now they're in the EU, and as a result, their politicians and government officials answer to the EU, not to the Irish people. So the notion that Ireland has sovereignty, or, for example, its neutrality is coming up under question now about whether they should send peacekeeping troops to the Ukraine, is moot, because it actually is a satrapy of Brussels. And the Irish leaders, both of whom, one of whom is here now, and one was in the White House the other day, answer to Brussels, not to the people of Ireland. So it's a real fundamental question of patriotism and who is to be boss in their own country. Our country just went through this, and we answered that question. And the Trump administration is answering that question every single day, much to the distress of the left. But as you know from your experience in Europe as well, Western Europe in particular, feels very differently about this. And to them, democracy is bureaucracy, is leftist control of the bureaucracy. The guy that won the Romanian election has now been declared he can't run again. He can't even run for the office. We saw the French shut down Le Pen. We saw the Germans just recently shut down AfD, even though it's now the second largest party in Germany. So democracy isn't the point anymore. It's fealty to what I call the EU-SSR. And as you know, I was in the USSR when Chernobyl blew up, and I was there right at the very end, not to mention being in Berlin when the wall came down in '89. So I've seen this movie before, and I think the warning that McGregor gave to Irish America and all of America is very well taken.
Isn't it, as many rough edges as he has, and he is a mixed martial art combatant, isn't it almost, given the state of the media there, right? Isn't it almost, you need something like this to break through the white noise? You need an armor-piercing shell to wake people up and let them know there is another way, sir?
Well, you do. We've done it, as you better than anybody knows, with Donald Trump, who was not the most popular man in the United States when he ran for president in 2016, and was the object of tremendous disparagement in so many ways, and still is in so many ways. And again, without endorsing McGregor personally or his personal life, he has articulated these very, very important issues, which Irish America and all of America needs to at least know is going on, because the media will throttle this in its cradle in Ireland. It will not get out, and all of its shills will immediately start tweeting about, what an awful person he is, and make the man the subject instead of the subject. And we have to concentrate on the subject, just as we do here in the United States right now.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually he's done our show for us, so I guess
let's close it out there.
Yeah.
well, no, but he's everything he said is absolutely fucking correct. Like, so immediately, straight out the gate, like RTE tried to shut the whole fucking conversation down. So we'll have a listen to RTE and see how RTE Frame.
What?
I know. Yeah, I know. We have to. Like, it's
Ah,
painful.
It's
It's painful.
science.
Yeah.
Research purposes.
Okay. Let me share this screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so straight to the RTE news. I think this could be like seconds after McGregor said anything at all. So.
Strongly criticised
He's
remarks
looking good.
made by Conor McGregor about Ireland's immigration policies. He spoke of making America aware of the travesty, as he put it, happening in Ireland ahead of a meeting with President Trump.
The travesty.
Here's that fucking fork again. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It must be some fucking pin, badge, ribbon /
It's completely new to me.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. Like,
But Jesus, man.
In the White House, Taoiseach Micheál Martin said Mr. McGregor's remarks are wrong and don't reflect the views of the people of Ireland.
Conor McGregor on his arrival.
I love that smile. Like he's literally shoving his dick in our faces. Man.
Look, niggas. 10 years ago, I was on the dole, baby. Look at me fucking now. Rocking it up in the White House. Come on. How could you not love that?
I love this guy. Oh, man.
Doing coke in the Jacks in the White House. Go on out of
that. Put it back there, bitch. We have to see that.
Yeah, baby.
Conor McGregor on his arrival at the White House this morning.
Happy Paddy's Day, America!
In a social media post before he landed, he said he was in Washington for the most important meeting of his country's future, adding he was beyond ready. During the Taoiseach's visit to the White House last week, the US president, when asked by a reporter, said the mixed martial arts fighter was his favourite Irish person.
Well, I do happen to like your fighter. He's got the best tattoos I've ever seen. I don't know if I'm like that. Well, you have. Well, Conor's great, right?
Today, Mr. McGregor was a guest of President Trump.
Conor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing our green. This was not planned, but very festive. He's going over to meet with some other administration officials. He's spending the day.
Look at the way he's looking at her.
Yeah, I know, right? He likes her. I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
She's flirting with me. I can fucking tell. Like, come on into the Jacks with me, love. Like a Coke, like a Ireland's finest.
I think they've already been.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you would have got some Coke over there, wouldn't it? Be like Irish Coke, like 3% Coke, baby. 97%.
In Washington, D.C.
A jury at the High Court found Conor McGregor raped Nikita Hand.
See? RTE, like, voice over what he actually said at the White House. And straight into rapist.
Character assassination. Yeah.
Unfucking real. Let's see. Did we even get to hear one word he said? Like,
Court found Conor McGregor raped Nikita Hand in a hotel room in Dublin in December 2018 and awarded her almost €250,000 in damages.
Why does that matter? How much she was awarded? Like, why? I mean, I thought rape was the main thing here. What? It's just fluff.
Well, even that, like, that doesn't help the case. Like, so, you know, you get like fucking 300 grand for, you know, a broken leg in a car accident or something, you know, or you slipped in fucking Tesco's and broke your wrist is like 125 grand. So the fact that it's only, like, I think she was looking for damages of 1.7 million, but she was only awarded, you know, €250,000.
Oh,
and then he had to pay her costs, and there was a co-accused as well, and I believe he paid his costs. And part of the appeal is against having to pay costs, and so I think in total, I think McGregor paid out, I think it was 1.2 million. So who benefited most from all of this? The fucking legal profession, the courts and the legal profession made a fucking mint, and it's not over yet. So there's still more money to be made from it. Like so,
yeah.
He was in the US to raise the issues the people of Ireland face.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty.
See?
Yeah, none of the actual meat.
No, just the issues. There's issues in Ireland. The people need to know the issues, and I'm here to make the people of America know the issues. Those issues are gender-based violence, a shortage of wheelchair accessibility in Dublin city centre, and tampons in the toilets in the male toilets in Tesco's. Biggest issues Ireland's facing at the minute.
The Taoiseach Micheál Martin said Conor McGregor's remarks were wrong, while the Taoiseach and Foreign Affairs Minister Simon Harris said the MMA fighter does not speak for Ireland or the people of Ireland. For Gal O'Brien, RTE News.
Well, speaking in New York, Taoiseach Simon Harris said Mr. Trump was free to invite whoever he wants into his home.
That's
but
nice.
Conor McGregor was
really?
not.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought you needed some sort of permission or planning permission to invite somebody into your home. You had to go to the council of cool. Like to see if it's okay. Can I have this person in my home? Like that would never happen in Ireland, would it? Like there would never be a stage where the government says you can't have friends or family into your house. Oh yeah, it did happen. Do you remember COVID? Remember the lockdowns where you weren't allowed to have people in your house? They said you can't have your friends or your family over. Remember that? No, just me. Yeah.
In the US to represent the people of Ireland. Mr. Harris said he'd much rather be talking about Nikita Hand.
The New York St. Patrick's Day Parade, the oldest and largest in the world, led off by the US Army's most Irish
Yeah, that's the US Army. The US Army's most Irish regiment.
And half of them are colored people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Regiment, the Fighting 69th, backed up by other National Guard units. The biggest expression of Irish America, the genesis of the political relationship between the US and Ireland, and the route that leads to the Oval Office in the White House for Taoiseach. But not this year. Instead, the Irish personality in the White House is Conor McGregor, the former mixed martial arts fighter who has spoken of his plans to enter politics. The move has not impressed serving politicians, including the Taoiseach and Minister for Foreign Affairs, who said Mr.
Look at him. Fucking weasel.
McGregor is not there to represent Ireland.
Well, look, it's for President Trump to invite whoever he wants to his home, and he's perfectly entitled to do whatever he wishes in relation to who he decides to invite to the White House. But let me be very clear, Conor McGregor is not here in the United States representing Ireland or the people of Ireland. He's here in a personal capacity. He doesn't speak for Ireland. He doesn't speak for the people of Ireland. He has no mandate to do such.
Conor.
I can't take any more.
No.
Yeah. Does he have a mandate? No. Is he there to speak on behalf of everyone in Ireland? No. No, but he can be. That's an impossibility. Does the Irish government speak for the people of Ireland? No. Does Fianna Fáil speak for a proportion of the people of Ireland? Yes, maybe, because what? People voted for them. So, is Conor McGregor there to speak on behalf of a large amount of Irish people? I think so. To talk about the issue of immigration and the fact that we can't fucking talk about it, as is proven here that the minute it's mentioned, it's not allowed to speak about it on national television. Other than in terms to condemn anybody who raises the issue, that it's a constant reframing of the conversation where let's talk about Nikita Hand, let's talk about hands in general, let's talk about anything but the actual fucking issue, so let's defame the man further and let's talk about the rape allegations. And it's been pretty much the same since then. It's been nothing but McGregor is a rapist, is a rapist, is a rapist, is a rapist. He's no mandate. What if he had a mandate, would that be any different for people like in government circles? No. He'd probably be assassinated at this stage. Who fucking knows? But yeah, we can't expect anything more from RTE. So I have a couple of other clips just from different Irish politicians, so people can get. I'm sure people already know what the standard fucking response from them was. But Pascal O'Donoghue was very upset. I mean, I've never seen anybody so upset by such the awfulness as Conor McGregor showing up in the White House. Let's see if we can get Pascal to play. Oh Christ!
You'll get it.
Yeah, there has to be an easier fucking way. Why is it doing that?
Oh, yeah, bad investment, I think, Restream. However, it got us on doing, live streams, so I guess there's that.
No, there's something I missed. Like when I put it into the address bar, it downloads. What the fuck? Why the fuck is it doing that? All right, let me close that window.
It's the file type. What is the file type?
Yeah, MKV.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, what you're gonna have to do is open that up in VLC or your media player and just share that.
From there, okay.
Yeah.
All right, one moment. Thank goodness we edit this show after the fact. It all looks seamless. Rightio, let's share it from there. Okay, can we see that okay? Can we see Pascal?
I think so. Yeah, there.
Yeah, okay.
So my heart fell when I saw Conor McGregor in the Oval Office.
Aww.
Yeah. Poor
turn it up a
baby.
bit, by the way.
Huh?
Turn it up a bit, by the way. His heart fell. Oh,
His poor heart fell. Who knew he had a
I didn't know he had one.
No, all right. So, I think everybody knows Pascal. So again, he's been a politician for what? 20 odd years.
Yeah, he looks it.
Unlike most politicians, he actually had a career in something else.
Oh,
before I know, right? So not a case of straight out of college like the previous snake we saw there a few moments ago. But Pascal had a job in a noble profession, marketing.
Fuck off!
Yes, for two fine companies. I think it was Procter and Gamble.
My God, man.
Yeah, and Diageo.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so, a drug company and another drug company that pretends to not be a drug company. So one of the largest providers of fluoride to children on the planet, Procter and Gamble. So yeah, just a little known fact, and people in marketing are the finest types of people, very ethical people.
So my heart fell when I saw Conor McGregor in the Oval Office. It fell as somebody who's been very proud to represent Ireland in America and elsewhere, and it also fell as a man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck you. You're literally the devil's spawn.
Yeah, fell as a man. Like, have you ever felt that way about anybody where it's, it's shamed all of men, apart from these guys? That's how I feel when I watch these fucking guys. Like, my heart falls. My soul, leaves my body a little bit every time I have to listen to one of these guys. His heart fell as a man, seeing him there, being in America, and as a man, he felt deeply ashamed and embarrassed by Conor saying what? Ireland has an immigration problem and we're not allowed to talk about it, or the fact that he's been accused of sexual assault. I'm not sure, but Pascal was very upset,
because Conor McGregor does not represent this country. He doesn't represent the men of this country. And I've no doubt that there are many who, when they saw him in the White House, that not only saw their hearts fell, but they were also very upset.
Aww.
Fuck. We live in the gayest country in the fucking world, man. Like, this is like, it's just high faggotry. So upset. These are the guys who want, to send Ireland's youth, Ireland's toxic males over to Ukraine to keep the fucking peace, who will happily conscript people if they could get away with it, and sends them off to die on their merry adventure. But no, that level of toxic masculinity is, that's okay. Just as long as you don't embarrass these guys on the international stage, well, then you be as toxic as you like. But God forbid if you mention anything about immigration when you're over there dying on the battlefield for nothing. I'm very upset. Terribly upset. They might shed a few tears. I'm sure they had a meeting afterwards, hugs or maybe some sort of restorative justice session. They brought Conor in and explain his his hurty words.
And to them, I want to assure those who felt like us that the values of diversity, the values of respecting each other, and the values of how we relate to each other within our country, that those are ones that are dear to our country, to our society, and to those who represent Ireland.
I can't understand a word you're fucking saying, man.
That lisp was terrible.
Wow, I didn't even know he had a lisp until like a few seconds ago.
Yes,
yeah.
That's Pascal. I think it's, if you have a lisp, you have to have a name that you can't pronounce properly. Same with this. It's speech impediment with the letter or whatever that is. They're invariably, the girls are called Rebecca or Rose or fucking Loretta. So I used to go out with a girl called Loretta. She couldn't say her own name properly. It was very cute.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah, but Pascal, so he's, that they're the values of Ireland, diversity, anything with an S in it, diversity, respectability.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know he should resign, really. I don't think politics is the profession for him, if he's so easily fucking upset.
And that was not evident in the White House in terms of the points that Conor McGregor made. And I, for one, in the weeks, months, and the years that lie ahead, make the case for a very different kind of Ireland in how we represent ourselves abroad and in the debates that we need to have at home.
Minister, said that they were going to complain to the American embassy about the government making their feelings known on this.
So we really can't influence who President Trump wants to invite into the White House. That is a matter for President Trump and for those who work with him. But what we can influence is the message that we give out about ourselves as a country, and in particular the case.
It's just all so fucking drab, man.
I know,
I'm not expecting an Irish politician to get up and give like a Hitler speech and rouse the masses into a fucking pogrom. But, say something inspiring, if you don't agree with this guy's angle, give us your own that we would give a flying fuck about.
Yeah, it's hardly projecting an image of fucking strength and authority, is it? Like, I was very upset. My heart fell to the floor. This is not the Ireland, really the Ireland of, hugs and kisses and, we'd be terribly upset. Next week, we're cutting the old age pension by 60%. And my heart really hurts about it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Shut the fuck up, man. These cunts don't have hearts or souls or anything fucking like it.
Can you unshare your screen there for a second?
Yeah.
All right.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Very
Sorry,
good. All right. Yeah, so the same fucking terribleness, the same horseshit, and
Oh, you're frozen there. You're
no,
back.
no, it should be okay. Yeah, and so it's just
Hmm.
more of the same shit. Now, I suppose if Conor didn't have the rape allegations or was found guilty, liable
Hmm.
of sexual assault or rape, I don't think they couldn't have that issue around them, but there would still be the issue around toxic masculinity, which is what exactly anymore? I don't know. Is it just being a man in any way aggressive whatsoever? But there's no hypocrisy about, begging for the war in Ukraine to continue. Like that's okay. Is it like that, that toxic masculinity of Ukrainians is okay, but not so much the Russians? So it seems, I don't know what happened to Fine Gael. Like, didn't Fine Gael used to be a fucking like a right wing party at some stage? Like
Fascist,
when?
actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's their origins are fascist,
Yeah.
aren't they? Like, so they, I believe that they were not to equate fascism with being a man, but at some stage there was some element of masculinity within the party.
Yeah.
But now it's all this uni-party nonsense. It's the same drivel from top to bottom. Like even the opposition, it's 90% the same drivel. Sinn Féin are worse offenders than fucking Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. So Conor represents, masculinity, a fighter, like so, and as if there was any fucking, the contrast couldn't be any more different. Like, so what way does a working class guy with nothing get out of the system and rise to the top? True fucking, masculinity. Like, so, the guy is as masculine as it can get in terms of, gladiatorial combat. Granted, that's not the end of masculinity, but it is a fucking part of it, And like the Greek ideal of hegemonia, like people should excel in all aspects of what it is to be a man. Like, and just because you're a man doesn't mean that you can't have empathy and love, because believe it or not, I think we do as men. I think we share those things as well. We have empathy and compassion for other people. What we're not is women. Women aren't men. There are, we share certain traits, but it's not interchangeable. And these guys want anything masculine to be squished, because then that's game over for any sort of fight against the regime or any other regime going forward, because it's not going to be won by reason. I don't think there's been any battle in history where the tyrant has been defeated through a discussion. We all sat down and talked about our feelings and decided, yeah, well, your heart's sinking. Oh, my heart's sinking too. If only we had to, express this earlier, we could have avoided all this terrible, terrible battle. Should it be like that? Yes. Should it be a case of where leaders are the best of us and the wisest of us, and they can sit down and have reasoned discussions and come to the realization that yes, this fucking bloody war and torture is a bit base and a bit pointless, and really if we put our energies and talents together, we could come up with a way to have a world where we can provide at least the basic needs for everybody. But no, that's not to fucking to be, and so they want to destroy masculinity. The only other thing they have against Conor is the junkie allegations, the cocaine. There is some evidence that he has a cocaine problem, I believe. In the court case, he did admit that he was doing coke. Nikita Hand was also admitted that she was doing coke. So I'll have a look at a clip. Conor, of course, multi-talented, not only MMA star, but also went into the movie industry. Excuse me. So he was in the movie Roadhouse. I haven't watched it only because I've got too many fond memories of watching the original Roadhouse as a child.
You made another Roadhouse?
Yeah, Conor McGregor's in Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal. So the original movie was what's his name? Patrick Swayze. I think it was Patrick Swayze. Like, it was a great movie to watch. You know, about a bouncer who, was good at martial arts. So Conor remade that with Jake Gyllenhaal. So we'll have a look at the interview. Some people said there were signs that Conor McGregor was using cocaine. Personally, I can't see it. Maybe someone might point it out to me where I'm missing something. Okay. Where are we? Jake, there we go. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Right. If I don't get a new screen by a second screen by next week, I'm not doing another show. It's just too fucking painful. Right, share the screen. Okay.
I remember this.
All right. So I don't want to do this really, but I'll do it anyway.
I landed one punch
once,
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
Amazing.
Lundberg here with Jake Gyllenhaal. Conor McGregor, stars of the new Roadhouse, which is coming to you on Prime Video. What was it like, Jake, working with Conor? I mean, you have played a combat sports athlete.
All right. In fairness, none of them look great to begin with.
Yeah, this other guy looks like he's passing out.
Yeah, it's like he's got a lazy eye at the minimum. But I have heard rumor that cocaine can numb the gums.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you put it on your gums,
yeah, especially I was gonna say that if you put it on your gums, like maybe you're testing it out. But I don't know. I've never taken cocaine. It's one of the drugs that I haven't taken. But I don't know. Maybe you'll have more experience of people who've ingested cocaine.
I've never seen someone do that on coke. No. However, if you are liable to hawk up phlegm and spit it out, because of it drips down your throat, right? So maybe on its way out, it could be numbing your tongue and your lips. I don't know.
All right, okay, let's have a look.
Before Southpaw, but this is a whole different game. What was that like?
It was great fun. I mean, he was from the very beginning. Conor said to me, he was like, "I'm a white belt and make."
Dude, he's gone. He's fucking miles away. Like,
what the fuck?
He's just blinking and twitching and like.
I've never seen that before. The tongue just lingering.
Yeah.
That's weird.
He's fucking gone. Like, so I don't know if it's tiredness, making movies is hard work, there's like 17, 18-hour days. There's been times where I haven't slept for, maybe, 18 to fucking, 32 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to go to work the next day and I'm at a meeting and somebody's saying something and I'm only hearing every, 8th to 9th word.
Oh my God, we have Conor McGregor in the chat. Would you believe it? Oh my God. We better watch what we say, guys.
All right. Hey, Conor, we're just looking at your video here. You being interviewed, and you're there with Jake Gyllenhaal. We're trying to figure out if this is a sign of cocaine abuse or if you're just tired. You've been up all night. It's been a long day with the whole acting business, or maybe you were out partying. I don't know, but you look kind of fucking lost. That you're spaced out. You're in another dimension. You're something's going on. You're thinking about a new pair of shoes you're interested in, or what's
or maybe
on.
There's a cute girl behind the camera.
I thought this guy is gone. Like it's like he's somewhere fucking else. His soul is left. His soul is in bed in a hotel room somewhere, and he's just managed to drag his carcass in for the interview. Like,
movies and acting, and I'm here to learn. And
there he's back in the room. There he's back. Like he's come out of the trance. Like it's like shit. He must have caught himself on one of the fucking screens off. Out of view there, and he's like, who's that fucking dude with sticking his tongue in his mouth there looking, that's me, shit.
that was the way it was the whole time. But on the opposite end, I'm, a white belt in the fight game, and in terms of fights and what they look like and how authentic it is, I know it was so important to you from the very beginning that the fight fans always felt like they were watching something original, something fun, and so he was always coaching me and showing me how to do things.
Disagreeing and agreeing at the same time. Quick time. Twitch, yep, no, yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about me. Yeah, I can follow this much.
It's me, yeah, okay, yeah, like yellow belt, white belt, yep.
Change something up to make it feel more authentic, so that all the fight fans in particular, but movie fans in the end too, will love this movie even more because of the stuff that we did.
Conor, what did Jake bring to the table from the realism when it came to the fight game?
Jake's a consummate professional, 75 movies made. I'm blessed to have entered into the movie alongside him. He was patient with me. He gave me guidance, and I just took it. We had a good rapport on set. He has 75.
I have to say, he's doing a top-notch job of organizing his thoughts and converting them into words and getting them out there. Because when you're that fucked, it's close to impossible.
Yeah.
This man is a behemoth.
He hasn't slept for 3 days, has he? He's been on a 3-day coke bender, it's fucking just, ultimate professional, consummate professional. Either that, or I think Jake Gyllenhaal may have sexually assaulted Conor the night before.
Yeah.
He's raped Conor, and Conor's just fucking out of it. He doesn't know what's happening. He's in a state of shock. And Jake has complete control over him.
Movies made. I have 75 bar fights made. And that's it. We had a good...
Yeah, look at Jake. He knows. It's only one you do that laugh, where you blow the air out your nose.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy fucked. He's absolutely fucked.
Back and forth.
Jake, you have to take some real punches and kicks in the lead up to this?
Yeah, and throughout it too. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think, when you're trying to do fights like this and make them as real as you can. That's just sort of, it's a part of the whole thing, But yeah, I mean, also it's important to
look at that. Come on, it's fucking.
He's drifted off again.
And he's licking his gums there. He's trying to find the last bit of last grain of coke.
Know what it feels like in the spar. I did that particularly in preparation for Southpaw. There was a lot of sparring and understanding the feeling. You can't play a fighter unless you know what that's like. But no, we stayed as careful as we could the whole time, and he was always he was good to me, and I sometimes had to remind him.
I landed one punch
once,
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
An amazing stunt team, Garrett Warden and Steve Brown, and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free rein, and we've done a good job.
I don't know.
Oh my
It's
god!
like he's being remotely controlled. They fucking put electrodes on him or something like.
Davina in the chat said it looks AI generated.
Yeah,
glitchy and just not quite there technologically.
720p Conor McGregor.
For you, Conor, at all, because you've been in so many real fights, to realize, I'm trying to make this look real, but I am acting.
For me, what was hard was it was time consuming. 18 hours on set, very little rest. It was strange to me, but the fight scenes, I was happy to give my input and my oar. And Jake, as I said, is a consummate professional. We've done a good job.
Sweating it's like he's been up for 3 days being questioned, isn't it? It's like an interrogation. It's like, it's like he's been held hostage. Yeah, Jake was a great professional. Hamilton had been nothing but kind to me. They give me 2 slices of bread a day. I just like to say I support the Holy Jihad.
I have to wonder, is it usual for this, whatever this show is, to have this music bed? Because I suspect maybe they put it in there to just drown out the fact that this dude's fucked.
Let's put some energy into it.
You can check it out for yourself. Roadhouse 2024, Amazon Prime Video. Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor. Appreciate the time.
Oh, poor fucking Conor, man. Yeah, so there might be some signs, other than the, admitting that he took a lot of coke. So again, he's been labeled now as everything McGregor is toxic masculinity. So I've got this clip again from the Dáil. This is some TD from Kildare, one of the good people. Apparently, he works with children and schools and all that good stuff. So he's obviously a good and decent person. So we'll have a listen to him and what he thinks the government's response to toxic masculinity should be. Oh, it's this horrible fucking phone shit. All right.
Why did look, dude? Oh my god! You should have told me the time and date, and I would have went in there and ripped the video. Why? What
It
are
was
you doing?
last minute shit. Like I thought myself, right? I'll go into the Oireachtas website and I'll find the fucking details, but it's last moment, so I just copied it from fucking.
Okay. No, I was just I should have been fucking criticizing myself because I could have fucking done it. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Taoiseach.
I'm just.
We all saw this weekend the worst of toxic
dick.
masculinity in Conor McGregor being invited to speak on the world stage on our National Day of celebration. People like Conor McGregor, the Irish version of Andrew Tate, promote hyper-aggressive, misogynistic and often violent forms of masculinity. As a parent, as someone who coaches underage teams, works with local schools, and as a director of a local youth and community centre.
You sound like a
So I was
pedophile.
thinking, exactly the same thing. Like someone who can't drag himself away from children.
Yeah. I mean, like if you know how you have Mario and
Yeah.
Wario, and Wario's the evil Mario. Well, he's like the evil Mr.
Yeah.
Bean. He's the pedophile Mr. Bean.
I
Look
know.
at him.
And again, this is the UK Parliament as well. This is running in tandem. So it's the exact same conversation in the UK at the moment as well about toxic masculinity as they ramp it up to have their working class boys become conscripted in the UK to solve the far right problem. If we label it as toxic masculinity, put it into the education system, that we won't stand for this toxic masculinity, and then introduce an element of national service where we can bring all the different races together so they will have a combined sense of purpose, and then we can send them off to the meat grinder to get rid of them. We have some fucking Irish journalist as well. I can't remember the cunt's name. Some bitch, but she's putting forward this proposal that's what we should do in Ireland. We should introduce some sort of national service that would help men deal with their toxic masculinity, and also
That's
unite.
not a terrible idea. It's just the person it's coming from is terrible.
Well, no, but listen, like, so what she wants to do is then unite to give people a uniting purpose, which is the European Union and European ideals and standing for what Europe stands for, like, which is,
God.
Yeah, and again, just think of again, national service isn't a bad idea. A good argument can be made for it, but not as things stand, and not with the current regime or the next regime or the one after that or after that. Until we evolve into fucking something that resembles, Christ-like beings, then maybe, then I would be open to having some sort of national service. But no, like, well, yeah.
That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But it's fuck. Sorry, I'm just flabbergasted by all this. That I've lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Okay, we'll listen to this cunt talk,
Yeah.
and then we listen to
let's do it.
There's the scripted question and the scripted response. At least McGregor has the fucking good judgment to read from a teleprompter out of camera. These cons can't even look away from the script for more than 5 seconds. Like, they're barely
Is
in
that
the
what
joke.
he's looking at?
Yeah, he has his question written down in front of him, so it's it's a member of the government asking the government pre-scripted question, like even the fucking
What a
opposition
clown
question.
show.
I deal with a lot of young people of all ages. I know from speaking to friends and parents right across Kildare that they are very conscious of the potential impact of these social media type figures on their children. Currently on RTV screens, we see the impact.
Did I hear
depicted quite
laughter?
harrowing.
Maybe.
Is that what I heard?
Well, listen.
Parents right across Kildare that they are very conscious of the potential impact of these social media type figures on their children. Currently on RTV screens, we see the impact depicted.
That was
quite
laughter,
harrowingly
right?
On the
Either laughter or it could be someone saying here.
Oh,
I'd say more likely it's here.
it's,
You know,
I heard laughter, but let's go on.
maybe we'll afterwards I'll analyze it.
new Netflix TV series Adolescence. The glorification
Oh
of
my
dominance.
Yeah, this adolescence Netflix program is the one that's being pushed out as an educational tool.
I swear to God, Netflix is Project Mockingbird on speed, man. It's how is Netflix dictating our fucking society?
I don't fucking know, man.
You know, they talk about fucking TikTok. That's a problem, but fucking a TV show comes out on Netflix and suddenly everyone's talking about it, and it's memes and stuff. And like,
Yeah.
sorry, I mean I'm an old man.
No, you're not. It's fucking disgusting, is what it is. Like, yeah, that will solve our educational problem. Put Netflix into the fucking classroom, like a Netflix documentary. It's not even. Is it even a documentary? It's a fucking like docudrama, like or something, isn't it? Like
yeah,
based on a true story that's been modified to meet a particular fucking narrative, like.
Yeah, distortion of reality is what it is. Yeah,
distortion of reality TV. It's a new genre of television.
Aggression and subjugation of women through social media must be ended. I ask, what more can we do? What is the government doing to tackle the rise of toxic masculinity and its detrimental influence?
Well, Deputy Neville is so right, and I want to thank you for the question.
Faggots were ruled by faggots, man. Fucking pathetic, like. I don't even. These cons can't even believe it. They're just so cooked that they're afraid to fucking even, raise a question or an objection.
Topic for all of society, Lasky and Corda. I think the programme Adolescence has really provided a glimpse into how toxic.
Oh my God, man! It's a fucking TV show. Yap, you darling. What fucking universe do I live in?
I don't know. Look at this rat-faced fucking weasel. Like taking the lead from a fucking Netflix television show.
Gotta plug in my headphones again. Sorry about that. You were saying rat-faced?
I just a rat-faced weasel, like taking the fucking lead from a Netflix TV show that's now dictating national policy. But again, anything to deflect away from the burning issue of immigration. The real problem is toxic masculinity as displayed on social media. It's poisoning the minds of the children.
But Netflix is okay.
Yeah.
You know what? This is like a member of the Reichstag stands up and says, you know what, guys? I just saw this movie. Maybe some of you saw it too. It's called Triumph of the Will. I really think, Hitler, he's kind of a good guy. We should vote for whatever he suggests in the Reichstag.
It's an issue with production values, really. It's like these, social media influencers, like the production value just isn't good enough, But yeah, it's like we can't have any fucking counter narrative, and nobody like in their right mind, is gravitating towards Andrew fucking Tate, And even if they are, it's like, yeah, his views on certain things are fucking disgusting to many people, But that doesn't negate that, if he says something true, it's still fucking true.
Mm-hmm.
And how about teaching children to discern rather than, protect them endlessly
That's the
against shit?
nuance that society is missing by fucking design.
Yeah.
These people don't want nuance. They don't want to admit that they've lost the audience because, as we've spoken about before, we are actually losing young men to people like Andrew Tate. And it's not just, Andrew Tate's fault or these little boys' fault. There's something going on in society that, maybe there's just a sparse pickings.
Yeah.
And
It's like, look at these guys. Like, how could any fucking kid look at these men and go, oh, that's something I want to fucking emulate? Old, stale, crusty fucking degenerates who are most likely kiddie fiddlers.
This guy has a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, when I grow up, I want to be an effeminate piece of dirt who's offended by everything, and my heart sinks at the thought of anything nasty happening anywhere. Now, I just have to introduce the new genocide bill, but that's okay because I have a mandate. As long as I don't insult a woman.
My brother has autism, but when a voter came up and asked me what I'm doing for autism, I didn't even fucking answer her.
Fuck this prick.
Has really provided a glimpse into how toxic influences are filling a void in young men's lives.
God, a fucking television show like this reminds me of the radio spat I got into with that retard as well, like a fucking a fake documentary. Now that's what it all is like, because there's no real problems on that front. It has to be invented by a fucking television program. That's the issues they're addressing now. Fiction, or based on a true story event. That's what they're tackling in the doll.
In fact, I believe adolescents should be compulsory viewing in all our secondary schools right across.
Oh, fuck off! What the fuck? What the actual fuck, man? Dude.
Doesn't that mean that every classroom has to purchase a Netflix subscription?
Oh my god. What the fuck? Did I just fucking accidentally fucking drop acid in the last few hours and I'm so tripped out that I don't fucking remember it? Like, is this real life, Morgan? You're the only person I trust right now. Am I tripping?
No. Well, if you are, I'm tripping too. It might be a fucking a communal flashback or something like that.
In our private chat, we have Sean, who actually watched Adolescence.
Oh.
And he was praising it as a good story, right? Except, he said, except for the stereotypes. But he's made a good comment here. Shall I read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Oh yeah, Adolescence. Total programming. It isn't even based on one true story, just based on cases where some of the supposed toxic masculinity was involved in the offenses involving teens. Oh, and the teen in the series is 13. None of the other events included someone that young. It's all BS. And also the kid is white, you know. Yeah, like you just get all these archetypes and stuff and you mix them all up, and then what you do is you pick out the aspects that are more relevant to your message.
Yeah, they must have nothing left. I thought we'd moved past the whole toxic masculinity horseshit. We moved on to racism now. What we've the racism thing isn't working anymore, so it's now back to toxic masculinity. We'll close down the internet with that.
Is there to go, really?
Yeah,
we're out of track now. It's in desperation stage. It's why they have nothing to say in response to Conor McGregor except you were you were civilly liable for rape.
Right, let's get through
This
this.
country, social media has such an influence on young lives, and
That's why you're promoting it. Yeah. What the fuck is going on here?
You know, you can't be influenced through Netflix or television
No,
programming.
that's
You
not
know,
social media.
yeah,
No,
it's-
well, yeah, it's not. You can't talk to each other. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, they don't want us talking to each other.
No.
Media is fine. Social media? Oh God. Could you imagine
Yeah.
the plebs talking to each other?
Oh God. Might decide to get together and do fucking something about something.
Our
Bye.
values, even if others in the other world, parts of the world, decide to go a different way. These
Oh, what was that? Something about our values there? Or what was our values? Whose values?
why I think in Europe and Ireland we need to be true to our values, even if
All right, yeah. We need to be true to our values in Europe and Ireland. What are our values, Simon? Would they be your fucking values?
No one's ever really pinned that down, have they?
No. European values. What? I don't know what they are anymore. It seems to be censorship, repression,
Canceling elections.
Yeah, unless, you know, kind of
Mm.
tyrannical behavior with a penchant for mutilating children and all sorts of
Yeah,
debauchery.
and sending them off to war in, you know, a war with the oldest, the most long-standing empire on the history of the earth. That, you know, every single fucking invasion of has gone badly for the attacker, and that's the reason why they're the biggest of the long-standing. You know, great fucking values, man.
Yeah, the least of our worries is a Conor McGregor. We can only hope he does something, even if it's to get elected in the Dáil and he loses his shit and strangles one of the cunts live on television. That would be fucking glorious. Like, this cunt here runs away from citizens in the street when they ask him a question.
Yeah.
Runs like a fucking, like a girl.
And look at that lack of a chin.
I know, nothing.
Ugh.
Nothing there. Even his fucking, the parting in his hair is bent. That's how much of a faggot he is. Look, can't even get a straight hairline.
if others in the other world, parts of the world, decide to go a different way. These
That's the Americans, apparently. Like, so.
And Russia.
Yeah, the bold people, the ones who value masculinity, you know, in case you get attacked and then you need to, you know, I don't know, fight back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These so-called influencers are feeding young men a warped view.
So-called influencers.
Yeah. Make your mind up.
Wait, are they? Yeah. Oh my God. Like, great rhetoric, right? But all he has is rhetoric.
Yeah.
There's none of the other, nothing else except just talking shite.
Yeah. We should be talking about Tom and Jerry next about fucking animal abuse, like, you know. Should have it in all classrooms and, you know, have workshops about it.
Oh yeah, that fucking Roadrunner man, you know. Sad life.
A man. And let us be clear, the likes of Conor McGregor and Andrew Tate should not be social media influencers. They should be social pariahs.
Oh,
wow!
Burn!
Jesus!
So clever.
Man. It's fucking over, Tate. It's fucking over. You know what? If fucking Andrew Tate came in with fucking incel army and fucking murdered the lot of them and said, I'm ruling Ireland now, I'd be like, oh, thank fucking God.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, you can forgive a bit of fucking, you know, tame human trafficking of dopey teenage girls in favor of this. Like, it's fucking...
Because, you know, there's other types of human trafficking, like, you know, bringing a bunch of fucking rapists into a country.
Yeah.
And unleashing them upon the unsuspecting women while you tell them over and over again, no, Ireland isn't unsafe anymore. You know, it's okay to go out alone without any protection. We won't give you any protection if you felt that you needed it. No, just hang out with all these fucking random foreigners who probably fled from their countries because they're rapists.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They just emptied their prisons and said, right, fucking get out.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care about these fucking cam girls. It's fine. Compared to what we're experiencing here, it's fine. Bring in the fucking Andrew Tate. I'm a fucking loyalist. Come on.
And this is it exactly. It's not because of Andrew Tate It's not because of Conor McGregor. It's because of the likes of him. That people will gravitate towards them. And by comparison, what an Andrew Tate does is, it's minuscule by comparison. The same with Conor McGregor. It's like it's a nonsense. Like,
Do you know what Simon here has in common with Connor? With Jesus, I'm sorry, Connor. With Andrew Tate.
What's that?
Both of them don't have chins, right? But you know what? Tate brings it, man. He has charisma.
Yeah.
Simon Harris, he doesn't. He just fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's why Tate is winning despite lacking a fucking chin and looking like a fucking Q-tip without the fucking cotton on it.
Yeah. What's his burn here again? It's not a social influencer, a social
pariah.
I hope he didn't pay somebody to write that shit. Waste of fucking money. Like,
Well, I hope, because I'm in the money. Then I just need to put my fucking name out there. I gladly, you know what? Fuck this country. I gladly sell myself out to write fucking. What party is he in? Fine Gael, Fine Fall?
Fine Gael, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll write speeches for Fine Gael. I'll fucking destroy this whole fucking country. $100,000 a year. That's my price.
Their behaviour is wrong, it's retrograde, it's degrading, it's damaging. They're normalising behaviour that is totally and utterly unacceptable, and everybody in this house, we should speak with one voice in relation to this, not social media influencers, social pariahs is what they are.
Oh, look, dude, don't fucking rehash it, okay? If you want something to hit hard, don't fucking repeat it. Because it's a special thing that you said, so you don't fucking repeat it. That's why it's special. It's the one thing that happened. Alone, it was a singular event, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
You've got the fucking charisma of a wet fucking burger bun.
Yeah, of an impacted tampon. That's what should happen here. McGregor should be on the other side of the aisle. And he should launch a fucking soaking wet tampon at the cunt's head, like, just hit him square in the eyes, like a fucking hand special.
Hey,
what a
by
cunt.
the way, you know what I figured out? Excellent life fucking lesson here. Turns out, well, at least for me, Red Bull has like a 4-hour delay before it kicks in.
Oh, he's a kite. Yeah, okay, I've one more video.
Oh God, you're gonna kill me.
Just
kill me.
so this is News Talk Radio.
Oh no, now you actually are going to kill me.
But with it being the age of the internet, it's New Talk or New Talk.
Yeah, New Talk. Yeah. Let's call it New Talk.
New Talk Radio or Newspeak Radio. Newspeak Radio. There's a visual element to it as well.
Oh.
So one of the hosts now is former politician Ivan Yates. Again, one of the rare politicians who actually, had a profession before he went into politics. His profession was a bookmaker, and one of the noble professions.
Always about fucking money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mystery, like it's some sort of link there. But yeah, so he is the owner of Celtic Bookmakers. No longer in operation; it went bankrupt.
All right.
And he left a lot of people with a lot of money owing, like so. But he was rescued, thankfully, by Newspeak Radio, and this is their reaction to Conor McGregor's little jaunt to the White House.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Oh, and he's joined by Irish Times journalist
God, really?
Fionn Sheehan, who's just a monumental cunt. Probably the largest, best known prostitute
I mean,
in
those
Ireland.
two outlets together in one piece.
I know, right?
That's like having AIDS and cancer.
Yeah, it's like watching a black person fuck a Chinese person. It's just it's. It's just there's a reason that isn't a subsection on Pornhub. It's just nobody can.
And specifically, a male Asian and a female black.
Yeah, it's like watching,
that detail matters.
yeah, that's brutal. Like it's like watching two pit bulls fight or something like that. You know, blood and guts there. All right, right. Ivan and Fionn. What a fucking name as well. Like Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hosted on St. Patrick's Day by Donald Trump in the White House, in the office. Now, they didn't do a joint press conference, but he did get to speak at the podium. Fionn Sheahan, Ireland editor at the Irish Independent, joins us now because we had a brouhaha for a week of analysis.
That's Fionn there, in case we've any listeners who are Irish.
Oh my God, he looks like he's from Saxe. What do you call that fucking that rules Britain?
Yeah, the Saxe Coburg Gotha or Saxe.
Yeah, one of those fucking. It's the Habsburgs that didn't make it.
Yeah, it's like the Down syndrome Habsburg. Yeah, we're a handsome race, really. Look at it. We got some cunt that looks like a potato to the left there, Ivan. And I don't know. Like, there's a lot to be said in the person's face. Like, it's just like I don't know how to describe it. Like,
it looks like his left eye is trying to escape his skull.
Yeah, and that forehead. Now, I have a pretty large forehead. In fairness, he looks a little bit like me the more I look at him.
Oh my God! No, Morgan. If you're going through a crisis right now, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You're an incredibly handsome man. If I was a woman, I'd have your wife murdered by now.
All right, let's listen to this wonderful conversation between Ivan and Fionn.
All right,
that shouldn't even be a name. Like it's
it's Fionn or nothing.
Yeah, I think that's the only real argument for abandoning the Irish language. It's people like this get to fucking use the Irish names and actually speak the language. Yeah, I think that's why they in public schools, they make it almost impossible to learn. So people like this can fucking hold it over as some sort of fucking weapon,
About Mihall's visit, and while there was uncomfortable moments in it, I think
it was all uncomfortable. Every second was discomfort. My God, man.
There was moments of discomfort.
There was moments of not knowing he was there, and that was okay. The rest of it was fucking torture.
Yeah. Any time you opened his mouth was a moment of discomfort. Like
any time the camera had him in shot.
Yeah. These cunts were all sweating bullets, like thinking that he was going to get the Zelensky treatment. Like we were praying, hoping and praying that something like that would happen. These guys were, sweating, please let it go well. Don't embarrass him on the international stage.
But the worst thing could have happened to them and the best thing could have happened to them. I was wondering, why aren't they there for St. Patrick's Day proper? It just turned out that actually Trump had a better idea. Invite fucking Conor McGregor for the day itself.
Yeah.
Fucking thinking, man.
Yeah. A brilliant move, like a real kind of fuck you moment, like.
Fionn Sheahan, Ireland editor at the Irish Independent, joins us now because we had a brouhaha for a week of analysis about Mihall's visit, and while there was uncomfortable moments in it, I think overall there was no gaffes, and we sort of got out alive. But
really?
This seemed to be
There was no gaffes. Every time the cunt opened his mouth, it was like, just dude, stop it. Just say thanks, and I'll sit down now. Fuck you, man. Seriously, this is gaslighting, man. They're just editing reality in real time. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Sorry, I am worked up.
Gaffs, and we sort of got out alive, but this seemed to be of a setback. Finan, good morning. What did you make of the fact that Trump's favourite Irishman sort of was put ahead of any member of government?
Yeah, well, Donald Trump and Conor McGregor have a lot in common. They've both been found in courts of law to be liable for sexual misconduct. So, why wouldn't he invite him? It's not just that he invited in somebody, because you could say, well, listen, it's a celebrity. He wanted to bring in somebody who was recognized and has an international name. But the Trump administration afforded Conor McGregor a podium, a platform within the White House in order to express his views, as though he is somehow a representative of Irish people, and he isn't. He's ultimately he's a retired fighter. He has no democratic mandate whatsoever, and yet in the headquarters of another democratic government, he was allowed to attack those in power back home, as though he's some sort of dissident in exile who is expressing his views about some sort of totalitarian state. I mean, that I suppose was the bizarre aspect of.
Oh my God!
The truth.
Oh my God! He literally spelled it out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow! Holy shit! Like, talk about being aware of something without actually being aware of it. Holy fuck! I mean, he's not in literal exile. Other than that one detail, that's literally what's going on.
I know, right?
Oh my God!
How many times has Conor McGregor appeared on Irish television to express his opinions ever? I believe it's zero.
Zero.
The most famous Irish man on the planet. When was he on the Late Show last? Never. He's been in the news recently. Who's on the Late Show tonight? Who's the guest on the Late Show tonight?
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell?
Rosie O'Donnell, yes. Conor McGregor.
God, I forgot about that cunt.
I was going to suggest we watch it, but I wouldn't do that to you. So we'll clip it and watch it next week instead.
Of all these years talking about rising sea levels, and I was always critical of it, but now I'm worried. We're an island, like that extra weight, might actually, I might need flood insurance as well.
But I mean, you literally couldn't make that one up. I mean, I know Conor Moore had a very good sketch last week with the monk going to the White House and so on. But I mean, that was surreal for comedy terms. This just
what?
Oh my God, you're killing me, man.
Seems to be on a different level entirely. So if you are looking at it thinking, Micheál goes in there last week and he thinks he comes out okay, and we've made our points. We think Trump understands what we're talking about. And then Simon Harris has gone off inviting Donald Trump to come address the House of the Oireachtas. And then he goes and invites Conor McGregor in to represent the nation on St. Patrick's Day.
But is there not a reality that we saw with Macron and Starmer and Micheál and Zelensky, that the Oval Office is kind of like a daily or weekly TV reality show? And the truth is, whether we like it or not, McGregor has 48 million followers on social media. He is better
48
known.
million?
Yeah.
What?
I think it's across all platforms. So, go to his ex.
Oh, there's probably a lot of doubling up there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There's not 40. Conor McGregor. I mean, that's that's an exaggeration. Okay, so he has 25 million followers on X, right? So there's there's crossover.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a huge crossover between X and Instagram, say, but
Yeah.
it's sizable.
And even 25 million is fucking
That's
huge. Like,
yeah.
like how many does Elon Musk have? He's only got like 1.7 million followers or something. Is he? Or fucking, or maybe it's a
Let's
I don't know.
see that. Oh no.
Oh, buddy. 220 million.
All right, that's all the extra.
That's $250 million. But yeah, no, seriously, Musk, like, he bought Twitter, okay? He forced himself into everyone's feed. Of course, he has 220 million.
It'd be fun if he had 6 or something, wouldn't it? Like 6 followers and an owner of X.
But yeah, still, I mean, that's slightly inflated number. Like, come on.
In America, to an American audience, than Micheál Martin.
Yeah, he's well, you'd argue he's probably is he the best known Irishman in the world at this particular point in time? You could say probably in America you could probably make
It's killing the cunt to even admit that. Like,
yeah,
he's probably the best known Irishman in the world. Maybe
some arguments around Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan, that
Oh,
famous Irish man. He was a woman.
to one respect, or Roy
No,
Keane,
wait. Actually, he's being sexist, right? Because Irishman, right? It's not supposed to be, like fucking fireman, right? That's what it is, right? Oh, it's a fire person. No. Old speak, which, I still use. I say Irishman. Sometimes I say Irishmen and women because, I'm a cook. But, this is the old way of speaking. So, he's being an old-timey sexist. You know what I think, right? He's dropping a fucking nuke on this interview. He's like, yeah, Conor McGregor's big. Everyone loves him. He's showing up our politicians, and yeah, he's got more international prestige than our politicians. Yeah, this guy's on our side. That's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah, he's only short of saying is maybe there's some other Irish comrade who has more of a reach than Conor McGregor, than Comrade McGregor. Comrade Ronan, I believe. Mr. Ronan, your only fucking comparison to another famous Irish man is Conor McGregor is an Irish woman. Lovely Fiona.
probably in America you could probably make some arguments around Saoirse Ronan to one respect, or Roy Keane in another, but probably to an American audience and to
Roy Keane. No one knows
when
Roy Keane
is he being last relevant?
No one in America knows who the fuck he is. Like,
Even back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Their scale of how big the internet was, even if you adjust it for that, internet inflation. No.
I think, the only fucking soccer players Americans know about are ones who are currently playing in the American League in any large numbers, like a David.
I mean,
Beckham.
like, look, the only name everyone around the world recognizes is David Beckham, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, David Beckham and Jesus, I think that's it. Like,
oh yeah. Currently, there's that. Yeah, of course. But when you're talking about this part of the world, nobody knows fucking shit. Okay, nobody knows anything. Conor McGregor was like a fucking meteor in the sky that lasted for weeks that everyone around the world saw.
Yeah.
All right, and this guy's coping.
Yeah. Roy Keane, fucking James Joyce.
Yeah. Michael Collins.
Yeah, Michael Collins.
I think he has a big following on Twitter.
To the Trump following American audience, he probably is the best known figure in that regard. Trump likes hanging out with sports people as well. So yeah, he did fit the bill. But I mean, ultimately, neither Trump nor McGregor are discussing the reason why people in Ireland would not see him as somebody who represents Irish values. And that's the jury in the
None
civil
of
case.
you cunts are discussing why he does.
Mm.
Huh. I wonder, maybe is there a bit of bias in there? Maybe you're not being completely across the board fair.
Yeah. Well, maybe you haven't been doing your job for the last 20 years, Fionn. Maybe you have been, you're holding up to your journalistic fucking ethics and values, where it doesn't matter what the
Oh,
story
he's a
is.
journalist. I thought he was just some kind of baron left over from plantations or something.
I'm sure he is as well. Like, but it'd be rude to talk about that in public,
And in that he had sexually assaulted Nikita Hand, who had accused him of rape in a hotel in 2018. So that's this is.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at rape. I'm laughing at this Muppet.
Beaker. That's Beaker from the Muppet.
It's not just
No, I mean I'm laughing at
Muppet.
The Muppet speaking.
You're going to confuse me now.
Any old celebrity, this is someone who has gone to court before a jury of his peers and was ordered to pay almost $250,000 in damages and to pay the cost of that trial.
Yeah, it certainly is a slap in the face to survivors.
No, it's not.
What's this survivors thing? Is there a high level of fatalities with sexual assaults? Am I missing something?
Can I actually say something? Right? Okay. Look, survivors. I'll push back on you on that. If you have been, especially if you have been through like consistent sexual abuse, yeah, you're a fucking survivor. You actually fucking lived a life despite that.
Okay, that's fair.
However, right? Yeah, it's a bit like, yeah, you go to a rich guy's fucking penthouse on coke and you maybe allegedly get raped. Yeah, maybe, you're not a survivor. Maybe you just had something horrible happen to you, like getting stabbed or something. Yeah, I guess you could say you're a survivor. It's a very broad word, right? But anyway, look, there are people I know in my life, right, who have been raped, have been sexually abused. And they think, McGregor, yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he made a good point there. They're not like, oh my God, a rapist was invited to the White House. What the fuck? No, they have fucking common sense. What you're hearing now is not common sense. It's the fucking signal coming out of the mind control tower over Ireland.
Yep.
Nikita Hand, and of course that appeal case is coming up. The prospect of McGregor being our president or being a candidate, I put it to you, is pretty remote, because actually in the general election there were candidates who had got in.
I drifted off there.
Yeah.
Thank God that
I didn't hear anything Fionn said really. Like I was more the puppet or Muppet.
All I heard was, yeah, we lost and we lost and we lost and we lost. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do to get the crown back.
He's
Ronan.
I mean, he's not a rapist, but we can say that he was liable for rape. Unless you're in the Dáil, then you can say that someone's a rapist all you want, and then you can give people on social media a false sense of security to call him a rapist, and then open themselves up to legal liability. And Conor McGregor, if you are listening to this, and I tweeted about this on the anti-broadcast Twitter, if you want to go there and fucking share that tweet, because I mentioned him in it, because I want him to bring one of these low-level pricks to court calling him a rapist, so that it blows open this whole thing about parliamentary privilege, where people in the Dáil can literally go and call you a rapist even if you're not, and get away with it.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
It's reprehensible. I understand the need for parliamentary privilege, but this is such an egregious abuse.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's beyond disgusting. Like, and these are the same people who tell us that we must be shut up, like that we can't have free speech. But apparently, they can libel people all fucking day long, all to do the long day. Like,
Yeah, and it gets fucking broadcast on a website, oireachtas.ie, and it gets put on RTE.
Here's a perfect example.
By
of
the
it.
way, sorry, before you do that,
Yeah.
I need to hold a moment, right? I'm sorry I breezed past it, but you just delivered 2 fine works of art. I just need to tell you that, man. You're fucking ace.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
This is, I can't even remember her name. I don't think we need. All I know is that she banned me. She blocked me a long time ago on X.
Yeah, that looks like something you dig out of a graveyard after 3 months in the ground. What the fuck am I looking at, man?
I don't know what it is. It belongs to people before profit. That much I do know.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it still has tits.
Is that a
Oh
nipple?
my god!
Is
Look,
that look at that
a
nipple.
nipple through the jacket. Her nipple. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're on a level, man. We spotted that nipple at the same time. What the fuck, man? I've never seen a woman with a nipple that comes out. What angle is that? Is that like a 30-degree angle from
Yeah,
her?
maybe.
What
It's
the
trying to
fuck?
escape. It's making a dash for it. Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. Again, like, just Irish people. What happened to us? Look at this.
Oh man.
Look at the fucking state of this.
I mean, like, look, we were never a fantastic looking people, but we made up for it with our stories and our insight and, you know, our fucking grit, our charisma. And now we have this.
Yeah. Ruth Coppinger. That's the fucker's name.
Oh, fuck the Satan worshipping. Fuck. Literally, she wrote a book, right? Or no, sorry, no. She worships this woman who wrote a book about how abortion is a sacrament to the goddess Athena. This is an insult to Athena. Anyway.
Yeah, and this is also a problem with the working class because they continuously vote for this type of fucking person. It's a particular type of working class person. So you would have what's now referred to as, you know, the right, far right working class, who would vote for McGregor. Now, I might be making an argument here for extermination of the underclass, but it's the working class as well, and it's a fair amount of people from the middle class who will vote for the likes of this fucking cunt. So it's the type of person you would meet on O'Connell Street, standing at the radical communist booth, handing out leaflets, is the type of lad that would vote for this woman. I've named this clip appropriately.
Wait, sorry, what? Sorry, I was still
drifting?
transfixed by that nipple.
I know, yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying about the type of person who would vote for her from a working class community is.
Did you just take me seriously just there?
What? I don't know. It's late. I don't know.
I was joking. Come on.
All right.
All right. So, what did you title it?
2 rapists, 1 cunt. Which I'm very proud of.
Go on.
Let's listen to this beautiful fucking creature.
Useful person from Ireland was Conor McGregor, and lo and behold, on St. Patrick's Day, you stayed silent. Then you joked about your father being a boxer, and on St. Patrick's Day, 2 rapists met each other in the White House.
What's the punchline? That sounds like
I know. Yeah.
2 rapists walk into a bar.
2 rapists walk into the White House. The Irish one says it's the American one. Look at this cunt. Oh God. Yeah. So for anyone with any interest in editing, when you import something into DaVinci Resolve, make sure you choose the option that says keep the frame rate. Otherwise, you end up with videos like this where the fucking speech is, you know, 2 seconds behind
Oh,
the video.
shit.
But it's only noticeable now that I mentioned it. So
Yeah, it happens, man.
Yeah.
2 men found guilty by juries to be rapists. So we had the sight on St Patrick's Day of Conor McGregor representing this country's views. An insult to the country, an insult to your government, actually, because he slated you, and so much for your diplomatic mission with Trump, but an insult to women. And when you normalise genocide, when you normalise misogyny, this is what happened. I actually asked you before you went how you felt about dealing with a sexual predator like Donald Trump, and that was the insult that he delivered to your government and to this people on St Patrick's Day. Your visit was completely obliterated and overshadowed by the real Donald Trump.
Yeah, first of all, I would say that the engagement and the visit to the United States honours a long tradition of celebrating Irish America and the role that Irish America played in the building of America and the historic ties which exist every day. I know you'd prefer if they never existed, because you've had, in fairness to you, you've had a very consistent anti-American position for decades, irrespective of who was president. That has been your position.
I think I missed the point. I don't listen to him talk. I can't listen to that fucker talk. I think, did she
what
call
was
him a
it?
convicted rapist? I think that's the point I wanted to pick up on.
Rapists met each other.
Hey.
2 rapists met each other in the White House.
No, that was it. The 2
Yeah, there
rapists.
you go.
Yeah. So
The-
he's
the
not.
three-
He hasn't been convicted of as a rapist. He's been found
Yeah.
civilly liable of sexual assault.
Yes. So, I mean, like has been pointed out before, she just gets to say that.
Yeah, she can say anything she wants, and they've used this privilege before to fucking name the other cunt again, another people before profit. What's the fucking bald gimp's name? Paul fucking. Is that his name?
Yeah, but yeah, the people before profit guy, yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Paul Murphy.
Murphy. There
Yeah.
you go. Murphy.
Paul Murphy. He did the same thing as well. So he accused the members of the quote unquote far right of being Nazis or something, and it all like and named them and doxed them all, and the Oireachtas, like that little fanny fart coward that he is. Okay, right. We're not going to spend time on this because there's one more clip, and I've said that 5 times now. I just want to finish the clip.